where did you hear about us? And if we can track that back to an existing customer, we make a note that when that we call her a cheerleader, when that customer comes next time, we meet her at the door, hug her, slobber all over her, thank her for telling them so-and-so about us, and say, hey, listen, thanks for spreading the word. Go over there to the freezer and pick out something and take it home with you on the house. You know, our culture is starved for a little bit of appreciation. It doesn't take much appreciation. And I don't know about you, but you know, I'm getting pretty tired of being beeped at. I mean, you beep at you at the gas station, beep at you at the checkout counter, beep at you when you call the Julie bot on the phone, you know, and press 1, press 2, press 3, you know, and don't you get tired of being beeped at? That's one of our cardinal rules at our farm. You know, we will never have a robot answerer. A person always answers the phone. That doesn't mean we don't have an answering machine, but it means we don't have a press 1, press 2, press 3, okay? And I think if the businesses that think that they're making a shortcut by having a 4-ounce mail router for their phone system, if they would just hire a pleasant voice to route people, maybe they wouldn't have to spend $3 million on a 30-second Super Bowl ad to get people to like them. Because the fact is that the 80-20 rule, which is another business axiom, even in our day of just ubiquitous advertising, is still true. 80% of new customers for any business still come from word-of-mouth recommendation. And I find that amazing in a time when we spend $3 million for a 30-second Super Bowl ad. Even those customers come from happy recommendations. And so what we do here is reward our cheerleaders, turn them into evangelists, and let them do our advertising for us. Word of mouth might be a slow way to grow, but it's the most loyal way to grow. And you're not spinning your wheels out there. So we still do that dramatically, evangelism. And that's the way we grew our on-farm sales. Now, if you don't remember anything else about marketing that I say except this, it'll be worth the session. And that is, it is much easier to find 100 people to spend $1,000 with you than 1,000 people to spend $100 with you. Do that one more time. It's much easier to find 100 people to spend $1,000 with you than 1,000 people to spend $100 with you. The hard part in marketing is getting the customer. I don't care whether your venue is a farmer's market, a roadside stand, an on-farm shop, a web page, a website. I don't care what your marketing venue is. Once a customer makes the emotional and time commitment and monetary commitment to darken your venue, to open that door, whatever it is, and walk inside and begin shopping, they want way more stuff. If they've been happy with beef, they want chicken. If they're happy with beef and chicken, they want tomatoes. If they're happy with beef, chicken, and tomatoes, they want ornaments for their Christmas trees. I mean, you know, just, all right? The hard part is getting the customer. And in marketing, this is called bounce back. We're never really looking at a sale as an end. Today's sale is the springboard for tomorrow's bounce back. Okay? And so we're always thinking, how do we take the investment that customer has made in me, in darkening my venue, my interface, how do we take that and leverage it? And that is why the supermarket works, because it's a one-stop shop. You know, you can get your oil changed and buy diapers and bananas all at the same place. The one-stop shop concept. And I'm convinced that one of the reasons that our farm has been successful is because from day one, we've had a diversified portfolio of multi-species for people to buy. Beef, chicken, pork, rabbit, turkey, eggs, all right? And And so, I mean, we saw this when Daniel started his rabbits. He was 8 years old, got these, a friend they were moving from the country to the city, and they had these 2 does and a buck kind of as pets, and the new landlord in the city wouldn't let them have any pets. And so they knew about us. They asked Daniel, and he was 8, and it was time to be a businessman at 8 years old. I mean, time's wasting. We're burning daylight here. So we believe in, giving kids their own fiefdoms early. Our daughter had her zucchini and pound cake, businesses, and we think this is the ability to direct market as a family business. We think really brings the children along because they've got something to do. It's real different than if they're just a subset of the family farm, and those 500 cows out there, 2 of them are mine. That doesn't get it as much as a whole different enterprise. Okay. And so anyway, he got these rabbits. We said, well, we'll just put it on the order blank in the newsletter, and hopefully we'll sell a few and get you started. So all I did was add another little place to order and a little line, and of course we talked about it in the newsletter. Daniel started his rabbits, blah blah blah, and I put it in the newsletter. So the only investment was a millionth of a penny of ink. All right, sent it out. In 14 days, we had orders for 150 rabbits. Who'd have thought? I didn't know anybody ate rabbit. Now, it's not like rabbit's the big deal, not like everybody eats rabbit, but nobody's doing it. So even if it's only, let's say it's only a $2 million enterprise in the whole state of Virginia, if you're the only one doing it in Virginia, you can make a living off of a one-deal monopolistic $2 million enterprise. Okay? So don't look at how big the market is. Think about what's an opportunity that nobody's filling. One of my favorite questions when people ask, what should I do? I always think, what would you like to buy right now that you can't buy? Start there. What would you like to have that you can't have? And a lot of our enterprises come from that. What is it that you want that you can't find, that you can't get? And so when we added those rabbits, it was real easy to leverage the existing customer base and run with it. Today, we've added another neighbor's apple juice. He's got this apple orchard. It's a wonderful biological apple orchard. It hasn't had any sprays on it for 80 years. His dad started it, and he's died, and now the son has it. But the son doesn't. His dad was an entrepreneur, schmoozer, gregarious storyteller, schmoozer, gift to gab, and was a great sales person. But the son is not. The son is a more typical farmer. Weather's bad. And so we've been using this apple juice for decades, ever since the dad. And I mean, it's cold pressed. It's got an inch of sediment in the bottom of the butt jug. I mean, it's the real deal. In January, you got to pace yourself. You can pour 2 glasses of that and down on something. Ooh, I just ate 6 apples, and spend 24 hours, kind of working through the deal. So I went to John and said, John, would you mind us adding your apple juice to our coup, to our product board? He said, oh, I'd love it. We're now selling something like $60,000 of his apple juice, most of his crop, and all we did was add it to our marketing portfolio. Okay? So when we talk about marketing, we're talking about leverage. Now, I know there are people listening here that are petrified of marketing. When I start talking about making cold calls and giving samples and doing educational talks and promoting and schmoozing and storytelling, there are some farmers that are sitting here just kind of quaking in their shoes, right? Look, you don't have to do this. You just have to understand that without it, you don't have a stable business. So when I say marketing is important, I'm not saying every farmer needs to wear all these hats. You just need to be able to find complementary people who will wear these hats.